pho. This is not how I usually make my pho, but I tried for what I had left, which was corn and shrimp. I usually put cilantro, lime, and then chili something in there. I don't know, but I've had this with brisket, and now I'm gonna try it with shrimp. I really don't like shrimp or cooked shrimp in a lot of anything, but I do like it cold with cocktail sauce, so. The flavor packaging comes with this like little package of like cloves, star anise, and all the faux seasonings, and it makes it so good. Like, this brand is really nice for whatever. I usually like the good noodles. Also, I'm not used to eating on camera, and I don't really like eating people in real life. Yes, I don't really like to do that. No, I don't eat in front of people a lot in real life, so I'm not used to that. But I realized I do not like shrimp hot. I think I just overcook it every single time, so that's probably why. I don't like it at all, but the broth is my favorite part because I put it on, actually, like, I put a little bit of basil puree in it, and then I actually like shucked the corn. I like siphoned it, like knifed it off with a knife. This is why I don't go so long between filming videos, is because I'm like, I forgot how to be on camera. But it always just comes to me because I talk to myself enough anyways, which is way more common than you would think. I don't know. The sweetness of the corn really comes out when it's like fresh, because I like stir fried it in a pan a little bit and it kept popping up, and I was like trying to dodge the corn. Would it sound better if I slurp it? It's very basil-y, which I like. There needs to be a spork tool that does this with connecting, and I know there is, but I made it. It's correct now. It's not working at all. Or maybe it is. It's a waste of time. Because they don't connect, so you're just basically eating a fork silverware sandwich. I always preferred plastic tools over metal tools. I don't know why. Maybe it's like a teeth thing or a sensory issue, but I don't know. I guess I don't like metal like scraping on my teeth when I take a bite. And it's not like unbearable, but it's just not preferable, because at least you can chew on a plastic fork at the end of your meal. You know what? I'm just It tastes like a warm Asian man is just embracing you with, I don't know where pho comes from. A Vietnamese man hugging you with his warm, spicy embrace. I also think ramen tastes better in the package bowl it came in. If it's one of these, I don't know why. Maybe it retains the heat better. Maybe it's because I don't have to do the dishes afterwards, but there's something about it. Like, my food is labeled. It's this is what it's supposed to look like. And this is how poor I've gotten. It's the end of the month, man. Everybody's poor. Except rich people. That piece of shrimp wasn't that overcooked. And I don't care about using my hands. People should normalize using hands while they eat way more. And like, it's in like Indian culture and a lot of other cultures that you just eat with your hands. Okay, I took a quick break because my mom interrupted me about some financial whatever. But I decided I didn't want my phone anymore. Instead, I also was like, wait, I'm not craving this anymore, but I'm only halfway through the video, so I'm like, this is the perfect excuse. And wait, there's more. There's more. Oil and roll sprinkles with a random stain in my horrible nails. Yeah. Oh. I'm doing it really carefully so I don't spill them. You can probably hear them spill, but it's okay. There's a reason why sprinkles are so cultivated, because they're crunchy. I don't like the color personally, but I like sprinkles in general. And I am gonna undress this little slutty of a cupcake. It feels so slutty to do this. I undress the cupcake fully and then save this for later. But this is the little guy. I had to put the frosting back on because for some reason the pantry people that gave us this turned them upside down crazily, so I don't know. It's pure bliss. Pure bliss. And this little thing has got cream cheese frosting. It's just a regular cupcake, way too sweet. The frosting should be way on the bottom and in the middle. But there's something so nostalgic about this. I'm telling you, the sprinkles change it entirely. Otherwise, it would be just a mushy little mess in your mouth. But no, the sprinkles add this layer of joy to it. I'm guessing they're a bit loud, I don't know. They sound loud in my head. I feel like chewing sounds way louder in your head than it actually does. I don't know. Oh. I miss going to the whole Christmas parties. I think they should have those way into high school. Because why is your teenager so depressed, you may ask? The recess stopped, the fucking parties stopped, everything just faded away because we're not kids anymore. You're too grown for that. We need just as much dopamine, if not more, than those little fucks do. Like, I really thought about a career path as a teacher. I don't know what's in store for my future, and frankly, I don't care. As of late, it's kind of just faded away in my brain, but there's a lot of people that bring me hope for a future, and I know I shouldn't rely on those people for the future, but it's more of their presence that it's like, well, there's good people in this world, so therefore before I can be more and have a good life, have a fulfilling one. I don't know how I got on the topic of that when I was talking about nostalgia and cupcakes, but I think it all kind of ties together in the end. Now we've got the shirt. No crumbs must remain. That was a delectable little treat. So I thought I'd do like a little reading section part. And this is Stories and Fables. It's a really, really, really old book from like the 1960s or the 1970s. And I picked a random story that I haven't read yet. And you're gonna have to forgive me because I am not a great reader. I have dyslexia, so, and I've never read it before, so. This is Pandora, adapted from Nathaniel Hawthorne. Long, long ago, when this old world was very young, there lived a boy named Epimetheus. He had neither father nor mother, and so that he might not be lonely, a little girl, who liked himself, had no father or mother, was sent from a very far-away country to live with him and be his playmate. Her name was Pandora. The first thing that Pandora saw when she entered the cottage was where Epimetheus lived was a great box, and almost the first question which she asked was, "Epimetheus, what's in the box?" "That's a secret," answered Epimetheus, "and you must be kind enough not to ask any questions about it. The box was left here to be kept safely, even if I don't know what's in it." "But who gave it to you?" asked Pandora, "and where did it come from?" "That's a secret too," answered Epimetheus. "Ridiculous!" exclaimed Pandora, pouting her lip. "I wish the great ugly box were out of the way." "Just don't think about it anymore," snapped Epimetheus. "Let's go out inside and play." They ran out to play, and for a while Pandora forgot all about the box. But when she came back from the cottage, she couldn't help thinking about it again. "Where did that box come from?" she kept saying to herself and to Epimetheus. "And what in the world can be inside?" "I've told you 50 times I don't know what's inside," said Epimetheus. "You might open it," Pandora persisted, "and then we could see for ourselves." "Pandora, what are you thinking of?" exclaimed Epimetheus. His name is so hard to say. He was shocked at the idea of opening the box that had been given to him to take care of. "At least," she said, "you can tell me how it came here." "It was left at the door," replied Epimetheus, "just before you came, by a person who was dressed in an odd kind of cloak. He had a cap that seemed to be partially made of feathers so that he looked as if it had wings." "Oh, I know him," said Pandora. "It was Quicksilver, and he brought me here, as well as the box. No doubt he intended it was for me, and probably it contains pretty dresses for me to wear, or toys for you and me to play with, or something very nice for us to both eat." "Perhaps so," answered Epimetheus, turning away. "But until Quicksilver comes back and tells us that we may, neither of us have any right to lift that lid of the box." And he went out of the cottage. "What a stupid boy he is," muttered Pandora. She stood gazing at the box. It was made of beautiful dark wood, so highly polished that Pandora could see her face in it. The most beautiful face was carved into the center of the lid. Pandora had looked at this face a great many of times. It seemed to her, at times, it smiled at her, and at other times it had a grave look that rather frightened her. The box did not have a lock and key, as most boxes have, but it was tied with a gold cord. Pandora said to herself, "Perhaps if I untie the cord I could tie it up back again. There would be no harm in that. I need to not open the box even if the knot is untied." And just then, by accident, she gave the knot a little twist, and the gold cord unwinded itself, as if by magic. There was a box without any fastening. "Oh dear," said Pandora. "What will Epimetheus say when he finds the knot untied? He will know that I have done it. How shall I make him believe that I've not looked into the box?" And then the thought came into her head that since he would think she had looked into the box anyway, she might as well just have a little peep. The face on the lid smiled at her, as if to say there could be no harm in raising the lid. and she thought she could hear tiny voices inside the box that whispered, "Let us out, dear Pandora. Pray, let us out. We will be such nice, pretty playmates for you." "What can it be?" thought Pandora. "Is there something alive in the box? I am going to take just one peep, and then shut the lid as safely as ever. There cannot possibly be any harm in just one peep." Meanwhile, Epimetheus, who'd been playing with the other children, decided to return to Pandora. He stopped to gather some flowers and roses and lilies and orange blossoms to make her a little wreath for Pandora. Epimetheus reached the cottage door and entered softly, for he meant to surprise Pandora. But just as he came through the door, Pandora had put her hand on the lid and was on the point of opening the box. If he had cried out, Pandora would have probably let the lid drop, but Epimetheus, although he had said little about it, was just curious as Pandora to find out what was inside the box, and if there was anything pretty or valuable in it. He meant to take half of it for himself, so he's just as foolish and nearly as much to blame as Pandora. There was a heavy peal of thunder outside, but Pandora did not notice. She lifted the lid and looked inside. It seemed as if there was a sudden swarm of winged creatures that flew outside of the box, brushed past her, and then she heard Epimetheus cry out in pain. "Oh, I'm stung!" "Oh, I'm stung!" he exclaims. "Naughty Pandora! Why have you opened this wicked box?" Pandora let the lid fall and started over to see what happened to Epimetheus. She heard a loud buzzing, as if there was great huge flies and mosquitoes were all flying about. Soon she was able to make out a crowd of ugly little shapes with wings like bats, terribly long stings in their tails. It was one of these that had stung Epimetheus, and before long, Pandora began to scream in pain. An ugly little monster had settled on her forehead and would have stung her badly if Epimetheus had not run and brushed it away. Little did the children know it, but these ugly things were the whole family of the earthly troubles. There was evil tempers, there was a great many kinds of cares, there was more than 150 sorrows, there were diseases in many painful shapes, there was more kinds of evil than it would be any use to talk about. All of the sorrows and worries that hurt people today had been shut up in the mysterious box and given to Epimetheus and Pandora to keep safely, so that happy children in the world might not be troubled by them. Had they taken the care of the box as they should have, no grown-up would ever have been sad, nor any child have had to shed a single tear. From that hour until this moment. Now, with the winged troubles flew out of the window and went all over this world. They made many people so unhappy that no one smiled for many days afterwards. Meanwhile, Pandora and Epimetheus remained in the cottage. Epimetheus sat down in the corner with his back to Pandora. She rested her head on the box and cried bitterly. Suddenly, there was a gentle tap on the side of the lid. "What can that be?" said Pandora, raising her head. It sounded like tiny knuckles of a fairy's hand, knocking on it lightly, inside the box. "Who are you?" asked Pandora. A soft voice spoke within. "Only lift the lid and you shall see." "No, no," answered Pandora. "I've had enough of lifting the lid. There are plenty of your ugly brothers and sisters already flying about in the world." "Ah," said the voice again. "They are no brothers and sisters of mine. Come, come, my dear Pandora. I'm sure you'll let me out." The voice sounded so kind and cheerful that Pandora and Epimetheus together lifted the lid. Out flew a bright, smiling, fairy-like creature. She flew to Epimetheus and lightly touched the spot where the trouble had stung him, and at once the pain was gone. She kissed Pandora on the forehead, and her hurt too was cured. "Pray, who are you, beautiful creature?" asked Pandora, gazing with wonder at the lovely fairy. "I am to be called Hope," answered the sunshiny figure. "I was packed into the box that I might comfort people when the family troubles got loose in the world." "And will you stay with us?" asked Epimetheus. "Forever and ever?" "As long as you live," said Hope. "I promise to never leave. Sometimes you will not be able to see me, and you will think that I have gone away forever. But perhaps when you least dream of it, you shall see the glimmering of my wings on the ceiling of your cottage." And ever since then, troubles have been flying about the world and making people suffer, but always hope. The fairy with the rainbow wings has come to bring healing and comfort. adapted from a wonder book by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Thank you for tuning in another little shitty ASMR. I hope you enjoyed. And if you didn't,
what you looking at? Is it Shel Silverstein?
no. There lived a boy named Epimetheus. This is Pin. There lived a boy named Epimetheus. Fuck.
Increased earnings are disregarded, excluded for qualified families. Now that's qualified family. What do you feel?
Pandora said to herself, Epimetheus.